So, what is the phrase?
Stick on that.
And go ahead and take a note. That's great. That's going to be good for viewership. What does the phrase, in your mind, sleeping on something mean? Speaking of you being so tired. what is... If someone's sleeping on something, what does that mean?
You're missing out. But do I really care that I'm missing out on it? No.
What? Yeah, I think you might.
No, I mean, the day's gone by. We only get so many. Do I care? No. Well, I did sleep literally through Amazon Prime days.
Isn't that like a full weekend?
Yeah, and I wanted to get a treadmill.
You slept through the entire weekend.
Yeah.
So you missed the deal on the treadmill.
Yeah.
So now what are you going to do?
Not get the treadmill anymore.
You're just not going to get a treadmill in
Maybe
general?
next year.
All right, well, we've really done a bad job of building up the hype for what we're about to talk about. So let's just get the hell
How
into it.
about we just say the opposite of how I feel about life is... So you gotta be real friggin' excited about these glasses.
Here are 5 bottles and or brands you may have been sleeping on. Like Kira did through Prime Day.
Mm-hmm. Very sad.
Bottle number 1 of what might become a 2-part series. Maybe.
The rate we're going.
This is something that you have seen on our channel early in our days during MASH Madness.
It was like a keeper. It was like a Muggsy Bose, just like...
This thing knocked out all kinds of things blind for us, including Old Forester 1920 and our 64-bottle bracket-style turd-a-mint. It's Heaven Door Double Barrel Whiskey.
Pretty freaking good.
Kira, what do you remember about Heaven's Door?
I just told you.
Pretty freaking good.
Pretty freaking good.
Those are the notes.
That's all I remember.
Moving on to bottle number 2.
No, I love Heaven's Door. I also love the wallflowers. So, win-win for me.
The tie-in, the Wallflowers, Jacob Dylan. This is actually, he's right there. Bobby O. Dylan face.
I don't think you had to explain. I think people know.
It actually is a celebrity whiskey, and celebrity whiskeys get a lot of shit. But when Bob Dylan, when he does things, like when he poops out a kid named Jacob Dylan, guess what? Quality kid. When he poops out a whiskey, quality whiskey.
It's a nice, light, oaky, like, spritzed with a little bit of lemon lime. Like, it's pretty good.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's Tennessee, but that double barrel takes, in my mind, it moves it more towards not a bourbon profile, but something deeper, darker than your typical smoky, leathery, potentially minerally Tennessee profile. It really takes the Tennessee profile and pushes it in a really good direction. Moving on, this one's been getting a lot of love recently in Whiskeytube, thanks to the Vascos, beautiful, beautiful people. We now have a bottle of it. This is Middle West Spirits Straight Rye Whiskey Dark Pumpernickel, aged over 3 years.
I love a pumpernickel bread. It's really good.
Can I ask a personal question?
What?
Is there a bread that you don't love?
Stale bread.
No, I've seen you eat that.
Moldy bread.
I've seen you eat that too. Give us your best shot here on Middle West Spirits.
Oh, it smells like a candy cane. No, I mean not candy cane, but a candy store. Sorry, I'm still sleepy.
Could be a candy cane store.
No.
So
Incorrect.
It smells like a candy store and a candy cane, but not a candy cane store.
There's no candy cane.
Boom!
Here.
The layers of notes.
Oh my gosh.
You can't get this at any other channel.
It smells like an old store made out of wood that has candy inside of it.
Hold on. Stores made out of wood? Do go on.
Like old ones.
Oh, like no drywall, like wooded walls.
Yeah, like it's all the candy's in a wood basket. One just wood basket full of random candy. And kids have to dig through it. Fucking ass. God damn it. They had to like squirt me in the eye. And then it spilled itself. This is why I go to sleep.
They just wanted to get in on the act.
Yeah, they're little bitches, these glasses.
They just wanted to,
Little tiny bitches.
give you a little pop to the face.
Oh, a little bit of eraser smell. Like right when you use a brand new eraser on a pencil.
Yeah.
And then you're like, ooh, this is a good eraser. And then you smell it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, talk about it.
Ooh, that's spicy. There's lots of like oregano taste into it.
Even though I only have a little bit left because most of it got spilled on the ground, what's crazy is I can't get pumpernickel out of my head now that I know that it says pumpernickel on the front. And then as soon as you said oregano on the palate, I was getting it on the nose.
Oh, look at you. David doesn't really know the spices. He just knows what, like, color they are.
We have a spice
And you're like, can I get this green one?
A mouthfeel that is vibrant, covers the tongue, tingles everywhere. A good long finish for something that claims to only be aged over 3 years. Surprisingly smooth and crushable for that younger age statement as well.
Yes.
And then not overpowering rye. But you might not even know this is a rye. Off the nose or off the palate, if you don't actually know that it's a rye.
Maybe. I bet you I could figure it out.
This thing would beat some butts in a blind, because people would not guess this would be a rye.
I will. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
All right.
That's a rye.
Wow, she's good.
Whoa.
Matt Madness winner. Moving on.
To number trace.
A bottle you might be sleeping on, and there's a good reason you might be sleeping, a bottle or a brand. Bottle or a brand you might be sleeping on. There's a good reason why you might be sleeping on this one. The brand that you might be sleeping on is Few. The bottle you might be sleeping on is the 10th anniversary bourbon 4-grain. I believe it is a 6-year age-stated bourbon, and it is gorgeous. The reason you might be sleeping on this is because Few has come a long way in the last couple of years. Before we started the channel, I had a subscription to... what was that called?
What was it
called?
called?
The whiskey thing?
It's called, like, Shitty Whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
Sent to you by...
Flaviar.
Yeah.
Shittywhiskey.com. Yeah. And Flaviar would send me samples of Few bourbon and Few whatever else, and I did not like any of them. And then our good friend Kevin O'Keefe sent us this, and I opened it with much intrepidation. And I tasted it.
It's so good.
And it's damn good. Kira, get into that Few. Talk about it.
This is a lower proof, too, isn't it?
93 proof.
Oh, I guess maybe not considered. Some might not consider. I consider this to be like a sleepy time proof.
Kira's sleepy time video.
This smells good. It's like a... what is that? Chocolate cake almost? Chocolate cake batter.
Oh, really?
With a layer of brown sugar. Like, you know how if you accidentally cook brown sugar and you're like, uh-oh, it becomes syrupy? Mm-hmm. Like that smell. Ooh, and then the taste on it is nothing like what I just smelled. It is all cardboard.
Oh, that's great.
Well, my cardboard is your oak, okay?
Right.
So it's super duper oaky. And I like it. And it's a little bit of sweetness at the end, which I think that the 4-grain is going to pop in there. Do a little how's your father at the end.
It's a really solid sipper.
Yeah, I could sip that all day while I am sleeping, watching the ID channel. Basically, when I'm sleeping, it's because I just want to be by myself.
Vanilla, herbal spices. I think that fourth grain is bringing out those herbal spices in it. A really mature flavor. The finish is not going to knock your socks off, but this is something that...
neither will the girl next door.
I don't know.
But you gotta,
You gotta what?
try it.
You gotta see if she can take her socks off?
She's like, I'm homeschooled. No. It's like, all right.
Is this a story? Or is it a... So a bottle you might be sleeping on because maybe like us, you've seen the very, very high-end Doc Swinsons and you're thinking, oh, they're all expensive. Oh, I shouldn't buy one. This one's $49.99. This is Blender's Cut, and it is age stated at 5 years.
You do like this one a lot. I will drink it.
Said Kira about
But
every whiskey.
I'm glad I'm sleeping.
You're not sleeping. You're right here.
Ugh, that smells strong. Like a good whiskey. A little bit of coconut. It's pretty good. Whoo, sha.
So the nose is not super appealing.
There's nothing really much on the nose, but once you drink it, tons of spices coming through. It's like a little spice train. I don't even understand why we say spices, because I don't think that we know what we're talking about.
No one knows what any spices
we say
actually
spices. Oh, clove.
You know what? Looking at these spices on our tasting board,
that makes sense. It's very Cloverfield-ish.
I would say it's clove, and I would say this has got some peppercorn in it.
It does have a lot of peppercorn.
Maybe a little bit of nutmeg too. I think you nailed the spicy.
Okay, never mind. I take back what I said. I am a genius. toasty.
Yeah, a little
Burnt toast.
toasted oak. So yeah, I think it's really good for $49.99. I think it's great. 115 proof, 5-year age stated.
You get a lot for the $49.
You got a lot of fingers for your bang. No, a lot of bang for your fingers. That's what I meant. Last but certainly not least, let's go in. And this one, I stayed away from lower proof offerings of this bottle for a while despite good reviews, simply because of bottle bias. This bottle looked a little chintzy.
Wow, so you're judging a book by its cover?
I have many times. You benefited from that. Being super hot and having big boobs. You benefited from my judging a book by its cover.
He's like a customs officer. He's like, I don't like the way you look. Come over here. Let me search you.
Last but not least on this list, this is Old Overholt 114 proof straight rye whiskey provided to the Shelf Turds Bar by Mark and Christine Vasco. This thing is surprising.
Yeah, so looking at this bottle, I'm with you. I wouldn't pick this out. No, sir. Let me search ya. Yeah, U.S. Customs are bitches. Going to Canada, they're like, yeah, come on over. Come on. And Canada, or in the U.S. is like, all of your clothes, take them off. Spread them. Okay, go. What's this silly joke? All right, so I'm going to say something, and I don't know how to explain it. But when I just drank that, I got a very froggy, slimy, kind of an oak taste, but a lot of like pepper and cayenne at the end. The slimy, froggy oak, what would that even be? Sappy? No.
So it is rye on the nose, unlike the other rye that we had. But I agree, your peppery, cayenne-y flavor profile, it's a spicy rye.
It's a spicy meatball.
Like, wow, is it spicy?
Good.
The finish goes on for longer than a hot minute. The finish goes on for a very long time, especially being 114 proof, and I don't believe it's actually age stated. That's a really solid freaking rye.
Good.
In a terrible looking bottle. Old Overholt, figure your shit out.
But it's delicious.
Who's gonna buy this?
Is it plastic? Oh.
It might as well be. Look at this shit.
It looks like plastic.
A storied 4-year rye, so it is age stated. It's a 4-year
it's
rye.
rye.
Okay.
Wow, we don't even read the bottles here on the whiskeychannel.com.
That's because we're just, we don't want to be biased by the bottles.
Yeah, we're just like, you look good? Come on up. Nope.
Let's face it, we grab 5 bottles at random and then make up the title as we start the video shoot. I think that's been pretty clear from the start. All right, Kira, we need to wrap this up and maybe shoot an episode of Beer Juice. So.
Okay. Buy these bottles. Go to your local store, your gas station, perhaps.
I bet you this one's in a gas station.
For sure. And you won't be disappointed. Open up the bottle, put on a scary movie, and have the time of your life. And you'll go to sleep late.
And join us on our other channel, Fear Juice. Fear Juice is on YouTube and
Google Podcasts,
Spotify, and that's it.
Anywhere else you get your podcasts.
Not yet. We haven't figured out how to make it to the other places, but eventually that will be a true statement.
But everybody else says that. They say anywhere you listen to your favorite podcast.
United States Census, how many people live here? What do most people say?
I really want to win that car.
Like, comment, subscribe on this channel too. We'll see you next time on Whiskeytube.
So I gotta do that stupid Instagram. I hate like doing things.
So what is the Kira equivalent of sleeping on? Like is it like FOMO? What is it?
I think it's FOMO, yeah.
Do you have FOMO about things?
No, I don't really care.
You have no FOMO? Mm-mm. You know, there was a phrase like that in the 90s. I always went around being like, no FOMO, and people would like laugh.
You mean no homo?
That's why they were laughing. This whole time I had no idea.
Alright, you little FOMOs.
Unlike the boring sex that you're having right now with your spouse. Literally while you're watching this video.
Alright.
Is somebody poop in the middle of it?
Let's go to bed then.
Is it a poop or is that someone's very loud ejaculate?
Another one's zest for life right there.
Which in other people's channels that might be a fart noise. In this channel,
Could be anything.
it Could literally be anything.
An armpit noise.
Especially when we're like,
No FOMO. I don't got any FOMOs. I live my life the way I want to. Dreams and
I
rainbows.
love me some FOMOs.
Hey,
Is that offensive?
what's next, you
So, Heaven's Door Double Barrel, really good. Good thing I bleeped that out. All right, moving on to the next one. Actually, I don't know that they're all $50 or less because a couple of these were given to us by the Vascos, and I have no idea what the price is on either one of them.
Wow, we should have done research before the show.
Well, that's not really what people come to the whiskeychannel.com for.
She's like, I'm homeschooled. No. It's like, all right.
Is this a story? Or is it a... What is going...
I don't know.
Then she found out she was homeschooled. She would never take off her socks. Apparently that's what the homeschool don't do.
They don't do it. They find out if you take your socks off, you get warts.
We have gone over. We have gone on and on about liking ryes that aren't overpoweringly rye.
Oh no, I love an overpowered rye.
So you love New Riff rye.
No.
So we've gone on and on about not loving overpoweringly rye ryes.
Double rye. It's pretty powerful. You take that, dude, and you're like, yes, let's go to sleep.